Sort of. Hi Mamba, let me know if it's clear. Let me know if the questions are clear. Hello? Loud and clear? Not clear. Mary, not clear. It's clear. Very clear. NS, thank you for coming back. Matakala. Okay. Let me hear from another person. How is it? Very clear. So we have these three major questions to look at tonight. Then it's clear, Mary. It's very clear. Okay, thank you very much. Then after that, if time allows us as well, we're going. Okay, thank you for joining, Beatrice. Those questions that you requested, we'll consider them at the end. Okay. So I want to thank you very much. Very clear, Diana. Okay, very good. So let's start. Let us start. Okay. My name is Mr. Mbondo. Okay, I introduced myself yesterday in the interest of those that are just joining us. There's no harm in reintroduction. I'm Mr. Mbondo, a teacher of mathematics at Nyumbayanga Secondary School in Lusaka, Zambia. These are questions that we're going to look at tonight. Tomorrow you are having your exams. Take it easy, keep your composure. You are going to make it. Okay? So this question is coming from 2018 grade 12 paper, which is internal. This is 2018 GCE. This is 2018 GCE. So meaning these two questions are coming from the same paper. All right? These two questions are coming from the same paper. So we are going to go through together step by step. I'm sure you are aware that this is a 5 marks question. Okay? This is a 5 marks question. So that is what we're going to start with. So from time to time, I'll be coming to see your comments. All right? So let us begin. Please let us take it easy. Let us take it easy. All right? So we are going to begin with this question. I did not put the question here, but as usual, the question is write the three inequalities that represent the unshaded region. Write the three inequalities that represent the unshaded region. The unshaded region in this case, it's this part here. All right. The unshaded region in this case is this part here. All right. So let us begin. We want to write three inequalities. So mathematics is about simplification. So we need to start with this one. It's a special equation, this one. It is a special equation. How? It is passing through this point, which is 0, 0, and another point which is 5, 5. What am I talking about? X, y. Here it is 0, 0. Have you seen at this point? At this point it is what? It is 5, 5. So what does this mean to us? What this means to us is that the coordinate for x is the same as the coordinate for y. Okay? So meaning, if we are dealing with an equation, we are saying y is equal to x because the coordinates are the same. Because the coordinates are the same. Now, what about in terms of the inequalities? What about in terms of the inequalities? And you should bear in mind that when it comes to inequalities, the unwanted region is this one that has been shaded. So the true region is this one that is unshaded. So the unshaded region is below the line. Below the line, this means that it is less. It is less, isn't it? And because the line is solid, so we're going to talk about it being less and equal to. So in terms of an equation, an inequality, this is going to be y is less or equal to x. Are we together? This is what is going to be our first equation. This is what is going to be our first equation. Our first equation is y is less or equal to x. This is our first equation there. All right? This is our first equation. Now, let us move to the second one. We are done with this one here. This is done. So we come to the other line here. So what are we supposed to do in this case? What we are supposed to do is we need to pick 2 points on this line. We need to pick 2 points undoubtedly, okay? So in this case, the points that we can clearly pick are this point here as well as this one. So what are the coordinates of this point? The coordinates of this point are 0, 2. What are the coordinates of this point? The coordinates of this point are 8, 0. Are we together? These are the coordinates here. Now, once we have the coordinates, I know we are coming from different teachers, different methods, but at the end of the day, we must be able to arrive at the same answer. I think that is the consensus. Okay? So do not worry about the method that I may take. You can use your method, but at the end of the day, we must converge. All right. So my pupils and I, this is what we use. We say the first thing that we're supposed to do is to get the gradient. The first thing that we're supposed to do is to get the gradient. And how do we get our gradient? Gradient is represented by this letter. Gradient is represented by letter M. Okay? So now, we are going to say this is our x1, this is our y1, this is our x2, this is our y2. So, what do we get? Our y2 is what? 0 minus y2 is 0 minus y1, what is it? 2 over our x2 is what? 8 minus our x1, which is 0. This is our gradient. So we should be able to get negative 2 over 8. And this simplifies as negative 1 over 4. So our gradient is negative 1 over 4. Our gradient is negative 1 over 4. Okay? Don't forget where we're coming from. We have 0, 2, 8, so we have found our gradient now. So you know that now we want to write the equation. We need to write the linear equation first, the equation of a straight line. So how do we write the equation of a straight line? I told you that there could be other methods that we are familiar with, but for me, this is the method that I use. Okay, where y1 and x1 will be one of these points here. But what I advise my learners is that if between the 2 points, you have got one point that has y coordinate as a 0, go for that one. It's easier. So that is what we're going to do here. So our M is gradient. So we're going to say, we'll pick this point here. You can still use this one, the answer will still be the same. But all I encourage people is that if you have got a coordinate where y coordinate, if you have got a point where y coordinate is equals to 0, go for that point. So meaning, we are going to say now, this is going to be our x1 and this will be our y1 in this case for the purpose of the equation. So we're going to say now y minus, what is our y1? Our y1 is 0, is equals to our gradient. What is our m? Our m is this gradient, 1 over 4 x minus 8. Are we there? So now we can get rid of this. We have the gradient. So y minus 0, it's y, is equals to negative 1 over 4 x plus 2. Is there anyone who is asking, where is the 2 coming from, sir? Are you there? This is where the 2 is coming from. We are multiplying negative 1 over 4 multiplied by negative 8, which is this part here. This negative and this negative, they'll give us a plus. And then 8 divided by 4, we get 2. Are we there? So, having done that, this is not all. What is this? This is an equation. This is an equation. So we need to write what? The inequality. We need to write the inequality. So now let's come to this. Let's come to this. Look at this line. The region below is less. The region above is greater. So the unshaded region, where is the unshaded region? The unshaded region is above or on top. And this region is greater. The region that is unshaded here is greater. So the inequality is going to be y is greater or equal to negative 1 over 4 x plus 2. This is what is going to be our second inequality. Y is greater or equal to negative 1 over 4 x plus 2. This is what is going to be our second what? Inequality. We are remaining with the last one. All right. Please, just before I proceed, just in case there is a question, let me get a question. Just in case there is a question, may I get the question here? May I get the question here if there is a question? Watching you live from Livingstone. Thank you very much, Yvonne. Should we continue? Give me a signal if we have to continue. If there is no question, allow me to proceed. I take you to another question. Jackie, should we proceed? Should we proceed? Yes, continue, sir. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Then we can continue. So let's come to this one. We are remaining with this one. This is what we are remaining with. So what are we supposed to do? In this case, I'm going to emphasize another point at the end. In this case, we need to pick again the 2 points on this line. And the 2 points that are clearly labeled are, you can start with what? 8, 0. 8, 0. What is the other point? 5, 5. 5, 5. I want someone to be ahead of me. Let's find the gradient. So we are going to say, we find the gradient. Now, in this case, we are not going to do the formula because we used the formula where we are coming from. So you know that gradient is equals to y1, y2. Our y2 is what? 5 minus y1. This y coordinate is 0 over x2, which is 5 minus x1, which is 8. What are we getting? 5 over negative 3. 5 over negative 3. This is our gradient. This is our gradient. Having done this, now we have to go on and do we write the actual equation now, where we are saying y minus y1 is equals to gradient x minus x1. Okay? I hope you are following. All right? So we get our gradient, our coordinates here. X and y coordinates. I said you can pick either of these. But as you can see, mathematics is about, that is why you find the word simplify in mathematics. We want to always make things simpler. So we can't go for this one which will make our life difficult. So we'll use this one. The y coordinate is 0. So we're going to say y minus 0 is equals to 5 over negative 3. Okay? Then x minus 8. So what are we getting here? What we're going to get here is y is equals to 5 over negative 3 x, or let's distribute x, then what are we going to have here? Plus this negative and this one, they'll give us a plus. Okay, they'll give us a plus. I hope we are together. This negative and this one will give us a plus. So when we multiply this one, what do we get? We'll get 40 over 3. We're going to get 40 over 3. I hope we are together there. Everyone is following. I don't want to leave anyone behind. So if there is a question, just in case. Okay. How did you get 1 over 4? Yes, Jane, what are we considering? Let's confirm, all of us, if there is something that we have to make corrections on before we do the last one. Okay? So, this is what we are supposed to do at this point. This is what we are supposed to do at this point. Now, what we have written here is an equation. So from this equation, now we need to write the inequality, because what they're expecting you to do here is to write the inequality. And what is the inequality? Is why you use those inequality symbols, the greater than, the less than or equal to. But this one, why we have an equal sign, this is an equation. Okay? So now, to come up with the final answer, we have to say y, come now to this one. This is where I was talking about that. Look at this part. When you've got lines of this nature, when you've got a line like this one, as we go down, this is the less. Up, it's greater. It's the same thing even on this one. As we were going, this is greater and this is less. So in this case, the region that is not shaded, it's below. So meaning it is less. It is less. So if it is less, we are going to say y is less or equal to 5 over negative 3 x plus 40 over 3. You can leave your answer at this point. You will find the equations can be written in 3 ways. But in the interest of time, we do not have that time to begin demonstrating all those ways. But you can multiply throughout by 3, where you get rid of this denominator. So 3 will end up come this side. So do not begin to argue yours is wrong. No. Equations can be written in so many ways. So this is the third. This is the third inequality. So we have got the first one, which is this one, the second one, which is this one, and the third one, this one. The third one is this one. So now, from there, I want to bring you to this question. And I did mention in this paper that, here that it is 2018, but I added one question which was not there in the exam because you never know what will be there tomorrow. I added this one because I want to use it for emphasis. So ask me a question before I go to the board. Ask me the question before I go to the board. How did I find 40? Okay, how I found 40, I multiplied this 5 by 8 to get 40. Then I maintained the 3 here. That is where 40 came from. Okay. Can we continue? We go to the next question, question 2. Hello? May I have your permission to take you to question 2 now? Yes, sir, Sidin, thank you. Can we go to question 2? Can we go to question 22? Continue, Abigail, thank you. Thank you. Yes, go ahead. All right, Patrick. Okay, all my people are here today. Okay, so I have the pleasure to drive you once again. And please, these are questions that you expect. We just do not know how the question is going to be phrased here. So I'll try to take you through these methods. Then I'm going to mention 1 or 2 things because we don't know. But it's a must. This one will be there. Okay? So let's start. Let us start. The diagram below shows a sketch of the graph. This is the graph here, passing through the points E and G. Okay? Find the coordinates of E and G. Find the coordinates of E and G. All right. So now, what are we expected to do in this case? We are told that we want to find what are the coordinates of E and G. Who knows? These are the exact phraseology of questions that we're going to find tomorrow. So what we are supposed to do here is, when you look at the function or the equation here, we have got y, isn't it? We've got y. Now, here, what is the y coordinate? What is the y coordinate along the x-axis? What is the y coordinate along the x-axis? Okay? That is what we want to look at. So we are saying y is equals to 2 plus x minus x squared. Okay? Now, allow me to rewrite it where I'm going to say this one comes this side. Okay. So what are we doing here? To find the coordinates of E and G, the y coordinate along the x-axis here, it is 0. It is 0. So meaning we need to rewrite this one and say 2 plus x minus x squared is equals to 0. Once we have done this, then we have to get to solve this as a quadratic equation. Now, take note, since this is paper 1, where the use of a calculator is not permissible, definitely you are going to use factorization method, or even if you use quadratic formula, you'll be able to get perfect square numbers. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to use factorization method. And if you're not familiar with factorization method, you can use that method. You will still be able to get the same thing, okay? But let us use the factorization method, where we find the product, the sum, and the factors. So, our product, how do we find the product? The product, we multiply this constant by the coefficient of the variable that is squared. So it is 2 multiplied by -1. We have -2. Then the sum is the coefficient of the variable that is not squared, which is positive 1 or just 1. Then now we want to find the factors of negative 2. Now those factors should be factors such that when we add them, they should give us positive 1. So we are looking at the factors of what? Negative 2. But all those factors have a condition. When we add them, they should give us negative 1. So before I proceed here, I want someone to give me the factors. I want the factors. Hello? I want someone to give me the factors before we proceed. What are the factors there? Okay? What are the factors? What factors are we going to use there? What factors? Okay, I've seen something from Patricia. Jean Tick, thank you to see you here. It's good you're attending this lesson. Your exam is coming in November or December. Makatalelo. 2 and negative 1. Very good. Oh, negative 2. What have I seen there? 2 and negative 1, yes. So we have 2 and negative 1. Makatalelo. Okay. So these are the factors now that we're going to use. These are the factors that we're going to use. Now, how do we use these factors? These factors, we use them to expand this one. So we go on and say now 2 plus 2x minus x squared is equals to 0. This part, when we simplify it, it will take us back to x. Then we need to factorize this one. We are actually using the grouping term. So here we have got what? 2x, sorry. 2, we have 1x. What is common here? What is common here is going to be negative x. Then you remain with 1 plus x is equals to 0. I hope I'm not confusing my people. Tomorrow is your day, so I don't want anyone to get out of this place confused. No, I don't. So we say 2 minus x, 1 plus is equals to 0. So at this point now, we need to equate each of these factors to 0. Each of these factors to 0. Are we together? So we're going to say 2 minus x is equals to 0. Or 1 plus x is equals to 0. So now here, I don't want us to do a lot of things. Or what we are going to do, what is the value of x here? So the best that we can do, instead of us going through a process, or in order not to confuse you, let me say, so this is going to be 2 minus x is equals to 0. So what are we supposed to do in order to get the value of x? You say negative x is equals to 0 minus 2. This 2 is going to join the friend here. The 2 is going to join the other digit there. So you've got this negative 2. Okay? Then you divide here by negative 1. You also divide here by negative 1. So you've got x is equals to 2. Sorry. X is equals to 2. Okay? Then we do the same thing for this one. We have 1 plus x is equals to 0. So this is going to be x is equals to 0 minus 1. X is equals to negative 1. I hope I'm not fast. Okay. So now, the values of x has got two values here. Take note, x has got two values. This one and this one. All right? So, To find the coordinates now, because the question wants us to write the coordinates. The question wants us to write the coordinates, okay? The question wants us to write the coordinates. So, this one, it's a positive, because when we come to E and G, this is 0 here, so this is the negative this side. So G is on the positive. So the coordinates for G are, what are the coordinates for G here? Because for both of them, the y coordinate is 0. For both of them, the y coordinate is 0. So this one, it's 2, 0. For E, it is what? Negative 1, 0. What you need to write, don't end here. Don't end here. What you need to write, these are the coordinates here. Write them like this. Write them in that order. Write them like that. Let me see if there is a question that I have to attend to. Let me see if there is a question that I have to attend to here. I have used the, okay, so that is, Yvonne has used a different formula and she got the, sir, the text on the board are not very clear. I think it's the issue of the camera. How come? Okay, it should be very clear. Let me hear from other people. Is it not clear? Is it not clear? Is it not clear? But is it not clear? Let me hear from other. It's not clear. We can't see the camera. Okay, what is wrong now? Not clear for everyone. What's wrong? It is clear. It's clear here. It's clear. So usually let's continue. Me, I can see everything. Okay. It's not clear, Regina. Ish. What should I do with my people? Others are saying it's clear. Maybe just change. There's a point where you can change on your, I can hardly see, or I didn't understand. Very clear. Just change. There are settings there. I understand you have to change somewhere to use a different level. I don't understand properly. Just do that because others are saying it's very clear. But I regret if there are people that are not seeing, because I want everyone to get these things clearly. Okay? Okay, so let me continue. I did not understand. Where didn't you understand, Chama? It was internet. So, okay, so it's about internet. All right, so let's continue now. Let us continue. Okay, I'll try to be slower. Sometimes the challenge that we find in mathematics is that the concepts are intertwined. You find that if there is one topic that you did not understand, when we get to that concept, just like here we used, possibly there was factorization, stuff like that. We even got into equations. So let's come to the second one. Find the coordinates of the turning point. How do we find the coordinates of the turning point? The coordinates of the turning point. The turning point is this point here, where the graph turns from. The coordinates. What are the coordinates of the turning point here? So the coordinates of the turning point, we have obviously the x and the y coordinate. So to find the x coordinate, we use the formula. Okay? Now take note that B and A, they are still coming from okay. They are coming from this. So you need to identify your A, your B, and your C. So we have A, B, and C. Our C is 2, which is a constant. Our B is negative, is positive 1 here. Then our A is the coefficient of this letter that is not that is squared, so it's negative 1. All right? That's what we have there. So meaning, we are going to say our A, this is going to be now negative 1, because B here is 1 over 2 multiplied by what? Negative 1. All right? So this gives us what? Negative 1 over negative 2. And this is going to give us negative, this will give us 1 over 2, because they are both what? They are both negatives, because they are both negatives. So now, I don't know again how you learned it. There is a formula where you can use which you can use to find the value of y coordinate, or you can use this one. You just substitute this one now in this function. Where there is x, we put what? This. So let's try that one. So to find the y coordinate, since we are saying y is equals to 2 plus x minus x squared. So since we have found the x coordinate here of the turning point, so to find y, we're going to say y is equals to 2 plus, where there's x now, we are putting what? 1 over 2 minus, again here where there's x, we're going to say 1 over 2 now squared. Are we together? Then, what do? We say y is equals to 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4. I hope you understand where 1 over 4 is coming from. I have multiplied 1 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 2. That is where this 1 over 4 is coming from. Is that clear? Then, this is a whole number, so we can put a 1 here and find the lowest common multiple, which is 4. Then we begin to divide. 1 into 4, 1 into 4, it is 4. 4 multiplied by 2, we're going to get 8. Plus 2 into 4, it is 2. 2 multiplied by 1, we're going to get plus, this is a minus here. This is a minus. So 4 into 4, it's 1. Multiplied, this is going to give us this. So when we add these two, they will give us 10. 10 minus 1, we're going to get 9 over 4. So the y coordinate is 9 over 4, or 2 whole number. 4 into 9, it's 2. Remainder 1 over. So the coordinates of the turning point, we are supposed to have the x and the y coordinate. The x coordinate, we said it is what? 1 over 2. Y coordinate is 9 over 4. So these are the coordinates of the turning point. These are the coordinates of the turning point. Okay? These are the coordinates of the turning point. Just in case you find this question tomorrow, you should be able to do that. And then on the coordinates of the turning point, the y coordinate is this one, maximum value of y. On the coordinates of the turning point, the y coordinate is the maximum value of y. So here, find the maximum value of y. We were going to say 9 over 4. That's all. And there are also times when they'll ask you to say, find the equation of axis of the symmetry. Something like that. That one, the equation is going to be this one. You just say x is equals to the x coordinate, because the equation of the axis, this is what they mean. If we draw a straight line here, what is this equation? We said x is equals to 1 over 2. So that is what you're supposed to. So I have done question 2, and I want to take you to question 3. Before I go to question 3, I want to see 1 or 2 comments. I want to see 1 or... Okay. How about the maximum? No, we don't have this one. Not for x. I can't see. Chuma Piri, you can't see. Makatalero, can't you see also? Let me see. How many people cannot see? How many people cannot see? I want us to do the last question. Yes. Shanda has told us something here. Mutafela, thank you. She has explained something there that we are supposed to do. So, sir, still can't see clearly. What is wrong? Somebody has explained that if we go to our settings, we'll be able to change. Now, Yvonne, the way you've divided, you see the task that you have to go through without a calculator. I'm trying to avoid that because you do not have a calculator. So I don't want us to divide a lot, and the way you have divided into a decimal number here. That, the hassle, I do not know if you're just too fast or maybe you've used the calculator, but I'm trying to avoid, because people will not have calculators tomorrow. Okay? You won't be penalized if you leave answers in this order. So, it's clear to me. Jean is able to see. Okay. May I take you to the last question, which is question 3, and it was on mensuration. So, same here, it is clear. Okay, so it's clear to me. Mary says, okay. So, I don't know if I'm supposed to show you the question here. This is the question that I want us to look at. For those of us that are saying it's not clear. Okay. This is the question that I want us to look at. So now we are here. We have come to the last question, which is this one. Now, you are going to bear with me that mensuration requires one thing, and this thing is very key. Formulas. Each question that comes in mensuration, you need to know a formula. That's all. So now, here the question reads, the diagram below shows a sector of a circle with center O. This is the center. And radius, very good. Where's the radius? 7. Okay. The area of a sector is, the area of this sector, it has already been given. Okay? The area of this sector has already been given. So what is it that is not given here? What is not given is this angle here, which is theta. So we need to find the angle AOB. AOB is what we want to find. And how do we find the area of a sector? How do we find the area of a sector? I wish I could come to get the formulas from yourselves. The area of a sector is equals to what? Theta 360 multiplied by, okay? So, that is the formula there. Is it clear? That is the formula there. So, in this formula now, the area has been given. Radius has been given. Pi has been given. What is it that has not been given? It's theta here. Theta has not been given. So that is the angle which we are finding. and it hasn't been given. Okay? So, the area has been given here as what? 25 2 over 3 is equals to, this is what we are looking for. 360 multiplied by 22 over 7 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 7, because radius is squared. Because radius is squared. Now, remember that we do not have calculators in this exam. So we need to make sure that we are very simplistic in our calculations. So meaning we can continue here and say 25 2 over 3 is equals to, so I can need, or just at this point, I can say here 7 goes with that one. So meaning I have got 1 7 here. Okay? 7 and 1 7, they have gone. Then at this point I can also simplify here, say 2 here, it's 11. This 7 is gone, so we can put a 1. Okay? 2 here, it is 11. What about 2 here? It will be 180. That is very important there. I'm just trying to help ourselves to simplify. I hope we are following. Okay? I hope we are following. I hope we are following here, and we are not going to have challenges. So at this point now, what are we supposed to do? So we can convert this one. Let's convert this one. 3 multiplied by 25. 3 multiplied by 25. What are we getting? We're getting 75, isn't it? 75 plus 2. We're going to get 77 over 3. This is equals to theta. Then we have 180 plus 11 plus, if you want, we can simplify these ones here. 11 multiplied by 7. We're going to get 77. Okay? So now, at this point, what are we looking for? What are we looking for here? Okay? What are we looking for? It's like we continue. We have 77 over 3 is equals to, what do we get here? 77 theta over 180. 77 theta, okay, over 180. So, what are we supposed to do here? Am I right? Let's see how it is going to end. Let's see how it is going to end. So at this point, we need to cross multiply. We have to cross multiply here. To cross multiply, we are going to get 3 multiplied by 77 theta is equals to 77 multiplied by 180. Okay? Remember what we are looking for is this theta here. The angle here. This angle here. So, the mistake that you make, when you are still multiplying or simplifying a question, don't multiply. What do I mean? Like these two, do not multiply them to find what they'll give you. Even these ones, just leave them the way they are. They are very easier to work with. So what am I talking about? This is what I'm talking about. If you have not multiplied them, here we are going to say this 77 will go with this one. Okay? 77 will go with this one. So here we have remained with 3 multiplied by theta is equals to 180 degrees. Okay? Remember, throughout these were degrees. So here you divide by 3 and you divide by 3. Theta is equals to what? 60 degrees. So this angle here, the angle that they want us to find, is 60 degrees. This angle is 60 degrees. There is a question that I was asked by Beatrice. Let me just find out if she's still here so that I can solve that question. It is from calculus. It's like a very short question. This is very helpful. Thank you very much, sir. I'm humbled. Okay. There was a question that I was asked by one person. Or just you can give me a comment on what I should clarify on as you go for exam tomorrow. Of course, these are the questions that I prepared. We have like 10 more minutes to conclude. I prepared a lesson for an hour. So just mention something that you think I can touch on. Hello? Just mention something that you think we can touch on so that we do not... Can you briefly explain on the flow charts? Maybe flow charts will be this flow chart, even the vector of position, these mostly would happen in paper 2. Any question on bearing or circle theorem? Any question on bearing or circle theorem? Okay. Trigonometry, sir. Anything on indices? So some of these questions, some of the topics that you are suggesting, we need to draw the concept from somewhere. Like bearings, if I just put the questions here, it will bring in a lot of concepts. So it will end up maybe confusing one or two of our friends. So let me see. Let me find that question which I was given by somebody to do. Someone. Okay, let me just give you a question myself. Solve for x. You never know what will be there tomorrow. Solve for x. Solve for x. For x is equals to 1/8. Solve for x. So I'm going to give you your time now. I will need the answer. Okay, that is the question that we are ending with tonight. Tomorrow, the same time, we are going to meet for paper 2. The time that I'm referring to is 21:30 sharp. 21:30 sharp. I'll be here tomorrow with 3 questions on paper 2. GP is one of them. GP gives learners challenges. Okay? So we have a question on the board. We have a question on the board. We have that question on the board. Time is not enough, just. Otherwise, these lessons are supposed to be done. All right, let me give. So I include statistics. Statistics. I'll give you my number so that you can send me the... Okay, so let's do this question. So we have 4x is equals to 8. I hope we all agree here. The next step is going to be, you know that if what we do not know is the index, we need to make sure that we have the same base So 4 is going to be 2 to the power 2, x. 8 is going to be 2 to the power 3, negative 1. Okay? Then, I'm continuing. You multiply this. This is going to be 2x. And this is going to be 2, negative 3. Okay? Once the base are equal, you equate the indices. So you're going to have 2x is equals to negative 3. Okay? You're going to have 2x is equals to negative 3. So what do you get? Divided by 2 divided by 2, x is equals to negative 3 over 2. Or if you want, you can go further and say negative 1 whole number 1 over 2. Okay? Those of you that have been following this channel, I'm sure you noticed that we are the two of us. Okay? So this is my name here and my number. My co-presenter, my co-teacher on this channel is Mr. Piri. We actually teach at the same school. I'm sure some of you have watched his lessons. So you can also reach him on this number. For tonight, this is what we can do. I appreciated that we did all this together. I wish you the best in tomorrow's exam. I wish you the best in tomorrow's exam. Please allow me. I have seen this person who gave me a question. I'm not going to be fair if I don't do the question that she gave me. Okay. For the rest of us, please, I'm saying good night and I appreciate. I got this question from someone and I promised that I was going to solve it. I promised that I was going to solve this question. So I just have to solve the question. I just have to solve the question. I'll be very fast. Where is it? Okay, it's this one. The question is on integration. Integrate 3x4 minus 4x negative 3. Okay? With the respect to x. This is the request I got from some of you. You remember yesterday I said you can send me the questions in advance. So this is the question that she asked. So integration is the opposite of differentiation. Integration is the opposite of differentiation. So what we are supposed to do here, we'll get this one and say 3. Then we're going to say x. The power of x here, we add a 1. To the power of x here, you add a 1. Okay? Then, this thing that we have done here, 4 plus 1, we should divide it here, 4 plus 1. Minus, we do the same thing here, 4x negative 3. Again, what are we doing to this one? You add a 1. Over negative 3 plus 1. Please don't forget there should be a constant here. You add a c, which is a constant. So now, this, what are we going to get here? This is going to give us 3x to the power 5 over 5. Then minus 4x. What do we get here? This gives us negative what? Negative 2 over negative 2 plus c. Okay. Then the last part. Now the last part, which is the answer, it's going to be 3x over 5 over 5. Now this negative and this negative here, take note. This negative and this negative here, take note. What do we get? It will be a plus. And then this 2 also can go into this 2. This 2 can go into this 2. So we're going to have 2x to the power negative 2 plus c. I do not want us to write this part, but you know you can take this down there. So I don't want us to do that. Okay, we can't go beyond this now. Thank you very much. Good night. Believe in yourself. Believe in your God. Don't believe in your neighbor tomorrow, and don't believe in a leakage. Good night, and the best of luck once again. I'll meet you tomorrow, 21:30. Meet you tomorrow, 21:30 for paper 2.